And let me say to the callers, I'm going to get to all of your calls. I have an in-studio guest here. Brother Dean Saxton is back. And Brother Dean is an open-air preacher from Arizona who's been on the show a few times, many times. And we have seen him at the Amarillo Slut Walk downtown Los Angeles. The last 2 years that I've gone down there, I've seen him down there. So I wanted Brother Dean to come in and let's talk for a few minutes. Thank you for coming.
Yes. No, it's great to be here.
How old are you now?
27.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So you look different. You got a beard. You look.
Yeah. I got a haircut.
Yeah.
A little more well-groomed, I guess, for this one.
And so I saw you downtown last Saturday.
Yes.
At the Amarillo Slut Walk.
Yes.
What was your impression of it?
Well, it was about half as big as it was last year. It was a lot smaller.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and I think that that these women are seeing it. I mean, some of it for what it is. I mean, it's just, Amber is just trying to make money off of them. Some of the first thoughts that I thought was, I thought that it was interesting, and I tried to point this out to them, but, they had this chant going on, the pussy power kind of a thing. And I think a lot of these women who are there and who are a part of this event are reliving their past. They're not putting it away. They're not forgiving. They're reliving it. And a lot of them are this way. They dress like this. They act this way because of how their father, the men in their family treated them. That's why they feel so free about their body and all this other thing. They've never really seen a man really treat them with respect.
Yeah, they've never had a good father to love them in the right way.
So there was that. And I thought it was kind of interesting. Jesus said, "Call no man father." One of the things that Amber really wanted to be called was mother. So, and that's even a further perversion of a family relationship where you've got this new mother who really could care less about, I think if you, there's this Disney show where Ursula, the tentacled woman, I think that Amber Rose has a lot in common with that Disney character, Ursula. Just how she talks, her protective arms are destroying the people that want her help. It's not a help; it's a destruction to them.
Is she like an octopus woman?
Yeah, it's her name's Ursula in one of the Disney shows.
So for the folks who don't know, who is Brother Dean, and what do you do, and why do you do it, and who are you?
So, yes, I'm Brother Dean. I go out on college campuses, different various events. I preach the gospel. I preach the truth. The Bible is good and inspired, and it's profitable for doctrine. But a couple years ago, I stumbled upon, it was actually freshman year of college, I saw this whole Slut Walk, Take Back the Night sort of spirit and thing going, and I thought that it was very odd. I did some research into it. Didn't really do anything the first time I saw it, and then the second year I saw it, it was interesting. And then my third year, when I was actually street preaching and I saw something to be able to deal with it, I think that one of the biggest verses that got me thinking about open air preaching, street preaching, and being bolder for the faith is when Paul said in Romans 1:16, "For I'm unashamed of the gospel." And we see men in the Bible. Now, I'm not against doing it other ways, but we see the men in the Bible who were unashamed going out and preaching, like Jeremiah. We see Jesus Christ. We see John the Baptist. They all vocally went out and expressed what the Lord has been telling them and what the Word of God says. So I decided my junior year of college, with many of these students, with many of these people within the parade being my classmates, teachers, all this other stuff, I decided to go out there and preach to them about Galatians 6:8, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of started me on at least the Slut Walk trend of events.
You still go around the world?
Yes.
Amazing. So you are known as a street preacher, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you married?
No.
Do street preachers get married?
Yes.
Will you ever get married?
If the Lord wills. So, it's just.
But it has to be a woman that agree with you street preaching, because women like a lot of attention.
Yes.
And if you out preaching, she's going to give you hell when you come home.
Yeah, I mean, there will be. I won't be able to do as much as I do now.
Yeah.
But
are you willing to make that sacrifice?
Yes. I mean, it'll be a different season of life.
So you want a family?
Yes.
You want a wife and children?
Yes.
That's amazing. And that's good, but I can't see you doing it because you're so into what you do.
Yeah, but, with every new season, you've got to be into each season as they come.
That's true.
Like Job, he couldn't fall out of love with God just because he didn't have everything that he had before.
That's right.
He's got to love God within the season that he was in.
Interesting. James, we have clips of what? This is Be Like Water Media. Dean at Slut Walk 2017, somewhere. Here we go.
Hellfire forever. Hellfire forever. It's disgusting. It's not what God wants. God hates whores like you. You're sick and disgusting. You are demented. Hey, Black Lives Matter. You're sick. You're demented. You're going to hell fire forever. You.
And so when those people in your face like that, they're so close up on you, are you nervous they may hit you or something?
I think America is a different country in the sense that in the midst of much chaos, there's extreme order. So because of just the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, has ingrained so much in us, and the power of the law is so strong here. They know if they are recorded and if they assault me, they will go to jail.
Yeah.
There are legal consequences. And in other countries, that is not so. Because the liberalism has taken over so much, think about, the lies with Dr. Ford's testimony, being personified out on the street.
She should be in prison.
Yes, no, she should be prosecuted. So that's what that's what you deal with when you're in other countries. But for in America, I think that the strength of the law and the sentences are still very strong for those who, and that's what they're thinking about. That's
okay. So
they feel free to yell anything and everything,
but they can't touch you because of that.
Yeah, but because of the strength of our laws.
But you have been assaulted over the years many times.
Yes.
People attack you and all kind of stuff happens.
No, and people do get away with it, but there's still this mentality, especially with cops being around.
I want to get this other one in. This is from YouTube. Dean holding "You deserve rape" sign. You deserve rape. Signs addresses hate speech accusations.
At some point, this becomes hate speech. At some point, inciting a riot plot.
It's called free speech.
No, it's called hate speech.
You communist faggot.
Explain yourself, sir.
So, let me
cool.
see. I was very excited about that day. I had that sign. We're going out to ASU, and I was just putting out who if we think about it logically and just a little bit, he's trying to say that this is not free speech, and I'm just trying to dialogue on a campus It's a public campus that we pay, that all of us taxpayers pay for with our money.
Yeah.
They take our money, and then they don't want us to come out there and talk about our views. So, it's very squelching free speech, squelching speech that is not promoted by the state is a communist way of thinking. And with that, as we can see, a lot of these state government ideals, like with what we see with Brett Kavanaugh and Trump and how they come against him, the people who promote those communist ideals are the women are the homosexuals,
Yep.
are these fringe
Yep.
minority groups that they like just they embitter these people towards the common people to be able to use them as front groups
Yes.
for their stuff. So, I think the communist faggot just kind of thing perfectly identifies that.
Amazing. You've taken down your website and most of your social media. Is that right?
I've taken down, the website and the Twitter account.
Why?
Just because I decided that it was becoming too much just for, me, and I would rather go out and preach than just update my social
to have
media.
to deal with all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
okay.
dealing with thinking about it. And,
Right. Amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. 888-7753-773. So Brother Dean is on Facebook at this time. Do you know who Mary Jane was that he was thinking about?
Yeah, it's taken me. I didn't know early in middle school and actually early high school. It took me a while to figure out, but yeah, it's marijuana. Yes.
You ever smoke pot?
No, never.
You never smoke pot?
No,
You drink?
no.
You never drank?
It's not that I never have. I just don't. Normally, like I don't. I'm not completely against drinking, but I just, as a normal, don't do it.
Do you have fear?
Fear for.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where a situation gets the best of you, or you think too fast, or things like that.
So you have fear of maybe someone may hurt you in a situation. Do you have fear within, like speaking up and telling the truth and concerned about other people's reaction to you telling the truth?
Yeah, I personally, I think that that's always there. Even every time you go out to go talk or something like that, like there's this like presence or spirit of like, oh, don't say that, oh this, oh that, don't be too harsh, don't this or that. And, you just got to each time, every day you wake up, you just got to break through it. You got to pray through it. You got to pray for boldness. That was a huge thing when I was getting into this, was just prayer for boldness, to be able to break out of this stereotypical facade of who I thought I was and become the man that I knew God wanted me to become.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
You're a Christian. I know that. Do you know the difference between God's voice and Satan's voice?
Yeah, I would say so.
What's the difference?
I
How
mean,
how does a person recognize Satan's voice and then God's voice?
I believe that it's determined, by the Word of God. As you read the Word of God, as you learn the Father's voice through the Word of God, and you see His will in the Word of God, you can see His will for your life today. Just like, I'll use this example with a father. Your father's not here, but you know who your father is.
Right.
I know my father because of what he's done, what he said to me, who he is, what he looks like, what I've seen him to look like.
And you mean your earthly father, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And in that same way, we get those experiences and that kind of knowledge from the Bible, from who God has been to His people, to the children of God, and now we can know what He wants for us now.
In the Bible, God said to bring every thought into captivity, that we should not have any relationship with thoughts. Why is that?
I believe because there's a brother that gave up this example, and Adam and Eve, with, as a man, you're supposed to not only guide and pasture and shepherd your wife as far as, who she is, but how her mind is watching over her mind, where it's going, what she's thinking about. Because if not, then she can go astray. She can be easily deceived like she was by Satan. And I think that's as a pastor, as a shepherder, as a man, as a husband, is very important to. A husbandman is a term for a man who watches over a pasture or a vineyard. We're supposed to watch over the different plants in our life that are growing, the integrity, the virtue, character.
One of the reasons, too, is that every thought is a lie, and you're not your thoughts. You don't create thoughts, and God doesn't create thoughts. Every thought is from your father, the devil. And if we can doubt thoughts, then we can believe God. And so a lot of people into their imagination rather than letting that stuff pass. And God's voice is revelation. He reveals to you as Satan taught to you. And so if you can doubt every thought, you can't go wrong because revelation is there. That makes sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you a man?
Yes.
And what is a man?
A man is
Not just the physical part, but that's the male.
Yeah.
What is a man?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. A man is a vehicle of God that was created first in creation that has self-control, character, integrity, strong in the midst of chaos, and just different things like that.
And do you have love?
Yes.
And what is love?
Love is charity. Love is wishing the best for others.
Even your enemy?
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. I noticed that street preachers, there are like all different kind of street preachers out
Yes.
there, right?
Yes.
And I noticed that some street preachers don't like other street preachers
Yes.
that don't like other street preachers that don't like other street preachers and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well,
and so on and so on and so on.
Yes. Well, I'll use this example, and there's a lot of other examples. Just like Cain and Abel were brothers, but Cain killed Abel. That same spirit is within street preachers, Christians, the church. Within everywhere. That you've got Joseph. His own brothers sold him into slavery.
Yeah.
And then all that happened. When we look at the Israelites as a catalyst for who we are today, I mean, the things that they did to each other, their own brothers did to each other, we can't think that we're better than that, is in the sense of there will be our Judas. I mean, there will be our own who come up against us.
That's so true.
Yes.
Someone want to know, do you have anger? They said, does he have anger?
No. I mean, there's times where I may get angry, but I don't have this spirit in the sense of I don't have this bitterness towards these whores. I don't have this bitterness towards, Dr. Ford or these Democrats or all this
Right.
different stuff. They have, like in Romans 9, it talks about vessels of wrath and vessels of righteousness. They have their portion. They've got their record that they're going to answer to God for.
That's right.
And in the Lord's Prayer, we're called to, forgive as the
Yes.
Lord forgives us. So,
Amazing.
it's on them. If they want to go to hell, they can do that. If they want to be a whore and die of some disease or something, that's on them.
That's right.
As a Christian, I'm just called to warn them. Just to tell
Amazing.
'em.
I asked you during the break, did you finish college? You said yes, you graduated, right?
Yes.
What's your degree?
I have a double major in religious studies and classical literature.
Amazing, man. Do you still take donations?
Yes, if they're offered, yeah.
I mean, at one time you were taking donations because you travel so much and you're all over the place.
Yes.
How can people donate if you want?
I have a PayPal, brodean.me at PayPal.
Brodean.me at PayPal.
Yes.
Are you a little reluctant to ask for donation now? You seem a little held back.
It's not reluctance. It's just I don't like to just go around asking for them.
I know how they feel.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, man.
Yeah.
It takes all I have to ask for donation, and I had to learn to do it over the years.
Yeah.
I used to think that if you help people, they know what to do. They just naturally donate. But people like to be reminded sometimes.
Yes. No, I agree. I mean, I don't feel wrong with asking or that it's bad, but yeah, I just don't. Yeah.
So he got the address wrong, James? Is it paypal.me dash
It may
slash
be double.
Brodean?
It may be double dash. I'd have to check it real
It's
fast.
paypal.me slash Brodean. You like I am, man. You don't even know your own address.
Let me check it out.
Dean, it's so good to see you.
Yes.
It really is. Anytime you're in town, let us know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so it's paypal.me slash Brodean.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. James just told me. He can't find it, y'all. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem. Thank you for having me.
All right. Okay, folks, I'll be back in a moment, and I'll get to your calls.